You haven't quit your job. Your job has quietly quit on you. Not officially, not on paper. But here is what's actually happening. You drag yourself to your desk every morning. You go through all the motions. You attend every meeting, reply to every message, hit every deadline, and yet you feel nothing. No drive, no excitement, no energy. Just a dull, heavy fog that follows you home, sits beside you at dinner, and tucks itself right next to you in the bed. If that sounds familiar, you are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not definitely alone. What you are experiencing has a name. It is called corporate exhaustion. And the dangerous part, most people think the only way out is to quit. But I am going to show you today that you don't have to. Stay with me for next 10 minutes because what I am going to share has helped managers just like you reclaim their energy, their evenings and their edge without walking away from everything they have built. My name is Coach Amarendra. I coach senior managers and business leaders through what I call the PACT framework. But before I was a coach, I spent 32 years inside the corporate machine in manufacturing, sales, marketing and senior leadership. I have been on the shop floor at 6 a.m. I have been in the boardrooms closing high value deals across India and international markets. I have led cross-functional teams, driven market expansion and being part of building a business from 0 to 600 crore in revenue. And somewhere in middle of that, I burned out. Not the kind where you collapse dramatically, the quiet kind, where you are still performing, but you have stopped living. That experience changed everything for me. It made me study what actually helps the high performers recover, not wellness Instagram kind of recovery, the kind that works inside the real corporate pressure. So, that's what I teach. No theory, no fluff, just what works. Let's get into it. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a smartphone, top of the line, latest model, that's been running 47 apps simultaneously for 3 years straight. No restart, no software update, no downtime. What happens? It overheats, battery drains in 2 hours, apps start crashing, the screen lags. It's still technically a phone, but it's barely functioning. That phone is you. Corporate exhaustion is not about working too many hours. It's about never truly switching off. It's the mental load you carry home. Replaying that difficult client call, mentally drafting an email you haven't sent, bracing for tomorrow's performance review while you are sitting at the dinner table with your family. It's the Sunday dread that starts at 4 p.m. It's checking the phone the moment you wake up before you have even had a glass of water. It's the feeling of being always on even when you are technically off. Now, here is the thing most people get wrong. They think the solution is a vacation. Take a week off, go to Goa, come back refreshed. But what actually happens? By day 2 of vacation, you are checking emails. By day 4, you are on a work call by the pool. And by the time you land back, you need a vacation from your vacation. That's not a recovery. That's a temporary pause on a problem that's running in the background. Real recovery requires something different. And it starts with understanding why you are exhausted in the first place. In my 32 years and in working with hundreds of managers, I have found that corporate exhaustion almost always comes from one or three of these root causes. Root cause number 1, the identity trap. Many senior managers have unconsciously tied their entire sense of self-worth to their performance and availability. I am not working, I am not valuable. This belief, which often goes completely unexamined, means that switching off actually triggers anxiety. Rest starts to feel like a threat, not a reward. The result, you are never off even when you are. Root cause number 2, the mental load overflow. This one is invisible and that's what makes it so dangerous. Your body may be at home, but your mind is still in the office. You are running mental simulations of tomorrow's meeting while you are trying to watch a film with your kids. You are half present everywhere and full present nowhere. Every time this mental residue accumulates like apps running in the background and drains you constantly. Root cause 3, the always available culture. Here is something I see with every organization I work with. Availability has become confused with dedication. If you reply to a 10 p.m. WhatsApp quickly, you are seen as committed. If you take a weekend without checking in, someone quietly questions your drive. This culture has trained high performers to treat boundaries as career risk. And that belief, it's exhausting people at scale. Now, here is a critical insight. None of these causes require you to quit. They require you to reset. Over years, through my experience and through coaching senior leaders across industries, I developed what I call the PACT framework. It is a structured and practical method of recovering from corporate exhaustion while staying in your role, maintaining your performance, and growing in your career. Let me walk you through the 5 pillars of the inner layer. S1, stop the bleed. Before you can recover, you have to stop the damage. This means identifying your single biggest energy drain, the one habit, behavior, or commitment that is bleeding you dry every day. For most managers, it is one of three things: reactive communication, meeting overload, or decision fatigue. Just identifying it clearly and specifically is the first act of recovery. S2. Separate work from self. This is the identity work I mentioned earlier. You are not your job title, your worth is not your output. This sounds simple, but for a person who has been in demanding corporate roles for more than 20 plus years, this is a profound shift. We work on creating a clean mental boundary between your professional identity and your personal identity, because only then you can actually leave work, even when you are still technically in it. S3. Schedule your shutdown. This is one of the most practical tools I give to my clients. Every evening at a specific time, let's say 6 p.m., you perform a 10-minute shutdown ritual. You close open loops, you write down tomorrow's top 3 priorities, you mentally hand over the unfinished work to the version of yourself who will handle it tomorrow. Then you close the laptop and you mean it. This ritual signals to your brain, work is over, you are safe to rest. It sounds too simple, but the science and the results are undeniable. S4. Strengthen your recovery systems. Recovery is not passive. It needs to be re-engineered. What fills your tank? What restores your clarity and energy? For some of my clients, it's 30 minutes of walking without a phone. For others, it's cooking dinner with their family. For some, it's prayer or reading or just silence. We identify your personal recovery levers and we protect them with the same seriousness that you protect a client meeting. Because if you don't schedule recovery, the work will schedule itself in its place. S5. Show off differently at home and at work. The final step is presence. Not just being physically present, but being actually there. Eye contact at the dinner table. Listening while your child talks about the school, not while scrolling. Having a real conversation with your spouse, not between emails. And at work, showing up with focus rather than availability. Doing fewer things better rather than doing everything poorly. This is where performance actually improves. Because a clear, rested mind outperforms an exhausted, always on one every single time. In 90 days, my clients go from feeling like they are drowning to feeling like they are steering. Not because they worked less, because they finally learned to work right. I want to say something to you directly. If you are a business manager or senior leader, you have probably spent your entire career proving yourself, working harder than anyone else, being first one last out. And somewhere along the way, you build that unconscious belief that says, taking care of myself is selfish, resting is weakness. If I slow down, everything falls apart. I want you to hear this clearly. That belief is not protecting your career. It's destroying your health, and it will cost you far more than you think. In energy, in relationships, and eventually in performance. The most effective leaders I have ever met, I have met most in 32 years, are not the ones who are always available. They are the ones who show up with full presence when it matters the most. They think clearly, they decide well, they lead with calm authority. That clarity comes from recovery, not from exhaustion. Recovery is not quitting. Recovery is what makes you last. Let me tell you something one of my clients told me, a sales director at a large manufacturing company. He came to me completely depleted. He said me, I have not had a full weekend in last 4 years. My daughter called me the man who works, not dad, that broke. Within 90 days of working through packed framework, he had reclaimed his evenings. His team said he was calmer and sharper than ever in leadership meetings. And his daughter, she started calling him dad again. He did not quit. He did not take a sabbatical. He just learned to switch off and switch on fully when it mattered. That's what recovery looks like in the real world. If you are a middle or a senior manager or a startup leader and you recognized yourself somewhere in this video, this is your sign. Not to quit, but to reset. Here is what I want you to do right now. Step 1. Drop the word reset, R-E-S-E-T, in the comments below. I read every single one. Step 2. Click the link in the description to book a free discovery call with me. We will spend 30 minutes mapping out what's draining you and what's your first steps to recovery look like. Step 3. Subscribe and hit the bell, because every week I share practical, no fluff strategies for high performing managers who want to lead well and live well. You have built a career worth being proud of. Now let's make sure you have the energy to enjoy it. I see you in the next one.